Weapons is the worst movie ever made.
This is a true story that happened right here in my town. A lot of people die in a lot of really weird ways in this story.
Weapons is a movie about how 17 kids in one classroom all get out of bed at 2:17 in the morning one night and run into the darkness. It turns out at the end of the film that all these kids ran away just because their parents wouldn't let them have any Roblox gift cards. Thankfully, this is all just an elaborate prank and no one gets hurt at all. The one thing that bothers me with this movie is the premise. The one thing everyone talked about with this movie is how intriguing the premise is. They talk about it as if it was some scripture written by Shakespeare or Socrates or Mark Zuckerberg, which I don't get it. What is so interesting about it? 17 kids randomly getting out of bed at the same time, at the same night from the same classroom, and disappearing is not interesting at all. It's some shit you think about on the spot when you're with your homeboys and you want to start a podcast or you're just high as shit.
Bro, hear me out. What if we make a movie and we get this monkey that just invades this hotel and it makes this one fat dude's dog just off itself?
But you know what? Fine. I'll indulge. But the question is if you're going to have an intriguing premise, how are you going to market it? As in, let's say the trailer.
Those kids walked out of those homes. No one pulled them out. No one forced them.
And even then, the trailer for this movie is absolute dog shit. The trailer just gives you the premise in zero details or clues as to what's really going on. That's not what a trailer should do. A trailer should not only give you the premise, but it should also give you details as to how the whole thing happened. Better yet, if you want to make an amazing trailer, just show literally the entire fucking movie. For example, when I saw the trailer for Terminator Genisys and they show John Connor as the Terminator, at first I thought, oh, this is going to be another shit movie. But in that moment, I just knew this movie was going to be amazing. And at least then, I knew I wasn't going to be wasting my time watching it since I know what happens in it. For this movie, why the fuck do I need to watch it at all? But you know what? Fine. I'll let it slide. You know, we just gotta see how the movie turns out, you know? So then I waited, and opening night, I went to the movies to go see it with some friends. And much like the old lady on Tatooine, I could just feel a shitstorm brewing because my bones were aching.
Oh, my bones are aching. Storm's coming up, honey. You better get home quick.
Now, the biggest issue that I have with this movie is its structure. This film does not tell its story normally. Instead, Zach Cregger decides to tell this story through the perspective of 6 different characters, giving the audience clues along the way and ultimately putting the pieces together towards the end of the film. Yeah, I know, that sounds fucking dumb, right? And why people do any kind of just strange structure is bizarre to me. I just don't understand why filmmakers decide to go this route and tell a non-linear narrative. This has been done multiple times, and there has never been a single good movie that has had a non-linear narrative. Fuck is that? See, a story should be told one way and one way only, in a straight line where everything is just given to you in order and not jumping around all over the fucking place. Also, in this kind of movie, you shouldn't have all these hints and clues spread out through multiple perspectives. Just give it all to Julia Garner's character or Josh Brolin's character and then end the film with a big twist at the end, or better yet, just tell exactly what happens from the very beginning to the end. No beating around the bush. Also, speaking of Julia Garner and Josh Brolin, what the fuck is going on with the acting in this movie? Why does it seem like no one cares whatsoever about the fact that their kids are missing?
We're talking about 17 kids in one classroom, and none of them talked about it?
I know there's nothing I can say to make this better. I love those kids. And
Mr. Graff, I can understand your passion, and I don't mind having these conversations with you because, God forbid, if it was my child, I'd be demanding answers too. But
I want to know what happened in that classroom. Why just her classroom? Why only her?
I think ultimately what kind of led to the downfall of this movie, or just why the movie just sucks in general, is the direction. This could have been good. Who am I kidding? This movie was going to be a piece of shit anyways. But the point that I am trying to make is that this is the wrong man for the wrong job. Why is Zach Cregger, a guy known for comedy with the whitest kids you know, making a horror movie? That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. No comedian has ever made a horror movie, or better yet, made a good horror movie. Who the fuck is that? I mean, first he makes Barbarian, which just sucked on its own, and then he makes this piece of shit. I mean, what's next? Is he gonna make a Resident Evil movie? Oh, now the only other complaint that I really have about this movie deals with some major spoilers, so if you haven't seen this movie, why the fuck are you even watching this video? Like, don't you know that I said it already that I was gonna fucking spoil it? Like, let me guess, you were gonna just base your opinion off mine? You piece of shit. You can't even watch the movie all by yourself and form your own opinion? Wow, you fucking low-life motherfucker. That's what I fucking thought. Just get the fuck out of here, because I told you I'm about to spoil this shit, so be ready. I'm gonna spoil your undies, or I mean, I'm gonna spoil my undies, you know, because I'm about to be in this bitch with some spoilers, motherfucker. I'm about to spoil. What the fuck is it with everyone dick riding Gladys? Like, okay, I get it. She's supposed to be scary because she's an old lady. Like, I already know. I've seen our past 2 presidents. But everyone talks about her as a new iconic horror villain, when her performance is weird. I feel like she's just basing her performance on the fact that Zach Cregger did comedy, because she's putting on one hell of a fucking comedic performance if I've ever seen one.
Oh, I absolutely love this house. A giraffe and the Chinese, that's original in there.
And also, why is she so mysterious? See, that's the issue that I have with some of what people say are like the most iconic horror villains, or just villains in general. Everyone says, oh, we shouldn't get any backstory or any info as to who or what they are. Well, that's fucking stupid. You really think shrouding a character in mystery makes them more scary? No. I mean, look at Michael Myers. I know that I'm supposed to be scared of Michael Myers because either, you know, he's Laurie Strode's brother, or he comes from a white trash family. Now that's really scary. Or the Xenomorph. I know I'm supposed to be scared of it because it comes from some unknown, unexplained, all-purpose black alien goo. But why are we supposed to be scared of Gladys? Is it because she's an old lady, or is it supposed to be the fact that this bitch is a witch? And speaking of scary things in this movie is not scary at all. And to be honest, the only scary thing in this movie is just the meal that Marcus and his husband were having in that one scene. No soul in the entire human existence can devour that many franks in one sitting without catching type 12 diabetes. And as far as our 6 main characters go, they're really not all that interesting. Justine is just a raging alcoholic. Archer is just generic tough guy man, which Josh Brolin doesn't fit that standard, I think, for the character at all. I think what would have been better is somebody like Pedro Pascal or Michael Cera or maybe Justin Long.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, bitch.
Paul is just a fucking cosplay for John C. Reilly in Magnolia. James is the only interesting character at all because he does fucking crack, and at least I have something that I can relate to. Not that I do crack, you know. Marcus is just a character with no substance whatsoever. He's just a guy. And Alex, dude, you could be doing so much more with your life than being in this fucking movie. The only kind of kid actors that we really like is just Anakin Skywalker in episode 1. But with that being said, Weapons is just a stale, boring ass horror movie with no substance and tries way too hard with a stupid ass premise. But thankfully this is a one and done situation, and we don't have to worry about getting any kind of sequels or prequels whatsoever after this movie. Son of a fucking bitch.
This whole victim persona that you're taking on, it might have... Flint like wood. Flint like wood. Lockwood, 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 Lockwood.